I had just graduated from middle school and it was spring break. I, Kusanagi Haruta, who is in an awkward position of being a middle school student but not yet a high school student, was somehow unable to sleep and taking a walk in the park that day. It was already past midnight, and many houses had their lights turned off. Instead, when I looked up at the sky, I could see many faint stars and a bright full moon illuminating the night sky. Especially today, the moon seemed much bigger than usual. It didn't seem to be a supermoon or anything special, but it was abnormally large. This could mean something is about to happen. With a wry smile at my own Shayunabayu-like thoughts, I also thought that wandering around in the middle of the night itself could be called Shayunabayu. It was a large park, even for a neighborhood one. During the day, it's a place where people from the neighborhood walk their dogs, children play, and office workers start running after work in the evening. But now there were only bats flying around noisily. There are so many bats in the park at night. There's a lot I don't know about this neighborhood park. Insects gathered around the brightly lit lights in the park, burning themselves and then colliding into them again. Every time the soft wind blew, the trees swayed, and the sound was strangely comfortable. But at the same time, I felt a little scared at how different it was from the park I knew. But I didn't stop walking like the insects gathering around the lights. I just kept walking, drawn to something. In the center of the park, there was a slightly large hill, and when you climbed it, an open space spread out where you could see the sunrise well. When I was a child, I often went to see the first sunrise of the year with my mother, but I stopped going after entering middle school because I felt embarrassed. Of course, at this dark hour, there was no way the sun would be visible. Still, I had a sudden urge to go there because I felt like there was something there. There was a wooden roof and bench on top of the hill. It was only recently that I learned that these structures found in every park are called pergolas. The reason I let out a surprised voice was because there was already someone there. Who is that? A faint, small voice leaked from a girl around my age, wearing a pale blue cardigan over a white one-piece dress. The girl stood in a place where the full-blooming cherry blossoms were illuminated by the moonlight, with a soft wind blowing. Just that alone made me feel like I had wandered into a fantasy world from the neighborhood park, captivating me and leaving me unable to move. The girl before my eyes was simply beautiful. Her lapis lazuli-colored hair that flowed gently down to her waist, her blue-tinged gentle eyes, and her demeanor, the full moon, the full-blooming cherry blossoms, and the beautiful girl. It felt like a scene straight out of a story. Who are you? Her faint, crystal-clear voice reached me on the wind. It seemed she hadn't expected anyone to come at this hour either. As she looked surprised, the moment I heard her voice, my heart skipped a beat. I hadn't expected to be spoken to. She must be a fairy or goddess who wandered into this world from a fantasy realm. That's how unrealistic this moment felt to me, that I started having such delusions. I tried to speak up, but the tension kept me from getting my voice out properly. As the silence continued between us, the girl suddenly began walking slowly toward me. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. The distance that was about 10 meters at first gradually closed. With each step she took closer, my pulse quickened and my tension grew. I realized it wasn't from any longing for her, but an instinctive animal fear. When she was close enough for us to touch, "I'm sorry, Before I could understand what she meant, she suddenly hugged me. It seems when one is too surprised, they can't make a sound. The sweet scent tickling my nose and the girl's soft, yet warm body. When embraced, I was driven by the urge to entrust everything to her, body and soul. My body wouldn't move, despite instinctively knowing it was dangerous. My body and heart wouldn't listen to me. And then, a sudden pain in my neck. Before I could understand that she bit me, all the strength left my body. Next to my ear, I heard a small sound like drinking through a straw, followed by the sound of a throat gulping. When the girl pulled her face away from my neck, her lips were clearly stained with a crimson rouge, as if she had applied lipstick. Her eyes, though, shone a crimson color unlike the blue from before, beautifully contrasting with her flawless, milk-white skin. Ah, delicious. In the moonlight, the girl looked at me with a rapturous expression, despite the tears running down her face, and I thought she looked exceptionally beautiful in my fading vision. Just what is she? What was done to me? Such thoughts were blown away before this sight. Beautiful, that's all I could think from the bottom of my heart. And then, my vision closed at that moment.